Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chris Cooks Content channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Chris and today we're going to do a bit of cooking. Today we are going to do an episode from the series, Can Chris Cook It in the Time It Takes to Boil the Kettle? In this series we take a recipe and see, can we get the preparation done? Can we get that recipe into the oven, into the fry pan? Can we get it basically finished in the time it takes to boil an ordinary household kettle? The idea behind this is to convince you, prove to you that beautiful cooking for you, for your family, doesn't have to take a lot of time. You can get it done in basically the same time it takes to make a cup of tea, the same time it takes to make a cup of coffee. So for today's recipe, can Chris cook baked custard in the time it takes to boil a kettle? Stick around. It's a great recipe. This is one of my favorite recipes. It really is. Stick around. It's going to be great. Can it be done? Bake custard in the time it takes to boil the kettle. From here, there's no camera tricks, there's no edits, there's no nothing. We're here till the end. Can we get this recipe over the line? So, here's my kettle. It's a Cambrook brand kettle. Bought it from the supermarket when my last kettle blew up. So, the same as kettles that could be in a million different households here in Australia. So, as soon as we press the button on this kettle, the timer starts. Okay, we're away. Step one, preheat your oven to 140 degrees. I actually did that 1 minute ago, so that's a little bit of a cheat. Step two, I'm going to put the camera down here so you can see what we're doing. Step two, we want to measure 2 cups of milk. And that's just normal full cream milk. And I'm going to put this in the microwave. We're going to preheat the milk. Give it 2 minutes in the microwave. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, step 3. We take 3 whole eggs. Whoops. And we're going to use 1 extra egg yolk. Extra egg yolk just makes it a little bit more eggy, a little bit more special. Step 3, plain sugar, white sugar, 3 tablespoons, roughly. You don't have to use caster sugar, normal, everyday, plain sugar, white sugar, table sugar. Give that a bit of a mix. And now, our last ingredient. This is vanilla paste. That's a brand new tube. Hang on. I'll get it. Waste a bit of time there. Just a little blob like that. Now we mix it up. Got to wait for that milk to finish preheating. Got about 10 seconds to go on the microwave. The reason we preheat the milk is, I think if you have a warm egg mixture when it goes into the oven, it cooks more evenly. Oh, there she blows. Now, add the milk, mix it up, just going to pour it back into the jug because it makes it easier for the next step. This is what we're cooking in today. a normal casserole dish, ceramic dish. And the secret is I actually strain the egg mixture before I cook it. Now, when you use the warmed milk, there might be tiny little bits of egg that have cooked, and there's the chalaze, which is part of the egg that holds the egg yolk in place. It's sort of like an anchoring rope for the egg, and that's a little bit, has a little different texture to the rest of the egg. So if we just strain that out, then we've got a beautiful smooth mixture, and it's going to make finished product as smooth and as delicious as can be. The very last step is this, and this is whole nutmeg, whole fresh nutmeg. We get it and grate it over the top. And I think if you use fresh nutmeg, the aroma, the flavor that you get from using that as opposed to the pre-ground nutmeg out of the packet, especially the aroma, I can smell it from here, is just fabulous. And that's it. Let's have a look. The kettle's over here. It's nearly finished. I can hear it getting to its final stages, but it's just lucky that we're boiling the kettle, because for this recipe it's cooked inside a bain-marie or a water bath, which is just, you take a larger dish, put your baking dish inside of that. Kettle's almost done, it's about to boil. I don't know if you can hear that. You'll see it come up any second now. And there it is. We finished in the time it takes to boil a kettle. And when you're cooking, you pour the boiling water so it comes about halfway up the cooking dish, and that helps it to be a very gentle form of cooking. And for this custard, we want a gentle cooking. We want it to cook evenly from the outside to the inside. That's why I warmed the milk before we actually put it in. It means that it doesn't take as long for the inside to heat up and cook, and the outside might be a little bit overcooked. From there, we just put it into the oven at 140 degrees. It takes about 45, maybe 40 minutes to cook something this big. You could cook individual portions in a dish like this. This is just that we'll put that little egg white in. And in that case, it might take 15 minutes, maybe even a bit less, depending on your oven. I'd check them after 12 minutes. We're going to stick this in the oven, and then we'll be back once it's cooked. Okay, here we are. It's out of the oven. We gave it 45 minutes, just a touch over that. How can you tell if it's cooked? The old way of doing it was you gave it a bit of a shake like that, and you want it to be just still a little bit wobbly in the middle to make sure you hadn't overcooked the custard. However, in this modern day and age, if you have one of these, which is a food thermometer, usually used for meat, used for steaks and so on, and we measure this temperature, you want it to be somewhere between 77 and 78 degrees, right in the middle. And that is 77.5 degrees. So that's fine. Now, yet you can't eat it straight away. In fact, I'm going to advise you, don't eat this until tomorrow. At a bare minimum, let the custard cool down until room temperature. So that's really an hour or more before you can eat it. But I would recommend put this in the fridge at least 4 hours, preferably overnight. My favorite way to eat baked custard is to have it the next day when it's been completely cold. It just sets the curd, it's so milky smooth, and I used to prefer the flavor when it's cold. So, can't quite do the taste test yet, but we will be back tomorrow to taste this thing, and I can't wait. Welcome back. It's the next day. The baked custard's been in the fridge overnight. It's set. We're still a little bit wobbly there, which makes it taste better. And simply, gonna have a taste test now. A little bit into the bowl. You can see why restaurants don't serve this one. It's hard to make it look fancy. But as I said, if you do want to take it to a dinner party, do the individual ramekins, do it in teacups. You could serve it with a teacup, tea and saucer, etc. And it would look nice. And yes, it would taste nice. You just pour the cream straight over the top in that case. That's just ordinary thin cream, single cream, runny cream. Nothing special at all. I'm gonna have a taste. Here we go. I said it was one of my favorites, and it really, really is. It's so simple. That curd, it is cooked beautifully. It's even from the edges to the middle. That's why you cook it nice and slow, nice and gentle. Beautiful flavor from that nutmeg on top. It's a winner. It's easy. What else do you want? Okay, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying till the end. Don't just watch these videos. Try the dishes, try the recipes, make them for your family. They're really gonna love it. I know that they will. Couple of tips about this recipe. Do not overcook the custard. A little bit under is better than a little bit over. And there's so few ingredients in this recipe. Make sure that all of the ingredients are really top quality. Use free-range eggs. I like to use vanilla paste more than I like to use vanilla essence or vanilla extract, and that fresh nutmeg as the finishing touch really takes this dish over the top. We've got more videos coming up all the time. If you want to make sure that you don't miss them out, please subscribe. If you like this video, give me a like. Leave a comment. What sort of recipes would you like to see in upcoming videos? Thanks for watching again, and remember, if I've had half as much fun as you, you've had twice as much fun as me. See you next time.